Is story time. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, I know, but to make up for that, I'm gonna have 2 story times this week, one today and one on Friday. I was in the middle of, trying to pick out which story time I was gonna tell today. And although I really want to tell the juiciest of the juicy right now, I feel like it would probably be better to do that on Friday so you guys can start your weekend off right. But don't misunderstand, okay? Today's story time is still ridiculous as per usual. This is going to be about the time that I was like the most embarrassed in my life. I'm trying to think of any other time that I was like super embarrassed. I think this may take the cake. Get your wine, get your snacks, go shopping, go where you need to go. H-E-B, King Soopers, Kroger, whatever you got, okay? Get all your snacks because we have a whole stepsister story time coming up this Friday, so make sure you're there. I think I want to switch it up and do like a get ready with me. So I'm going to see how that goes because like people have been asking like if I could do some story times, like get ready with me. And I do have a date night with my mans on Friday. So I think it would be a perfect time. Enough of that, we're just going to jump right into the story time. But as per usual, before we get into today's story time, today's glamour shot of the day is my girl Samantha. She sent me her gorgeous glamazon shot on Twitter. Samantha, can you stop slaying my entire life? I was like, yes, that is my glamazon right there. You guys are so beautiful. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do what I love, which is spilling my own tea without you. I actually need to set a timer because I need to leave here at a certain time to go get Julian from school, and I cannot be leaving my kid because I'm all caught up in story time. So we're gonna make sure that we get straight to the point because I got places to be. So this is my 3rd school, so that would have made me a junior in high school, and I was 16 turning 17 years old. And so this was like my first school my junior year, and then later that year I moved over to my 4th and final high school, okay? I'm 16 years old, I'm at my 3rd high school. By this point, I'm a bit seasoned. To be honest with y'all, I was not feeling this school. I really didn't I didn't really care one way or the other. I could just feel like in my soul that I didn't belong there. I've mentioned it, I feel like before, but I have this weird ability, you guys, I swear on everything, where I can walk into a place and somebody could be like, hey, you're going to move here and you're going to live here for a long time. And I can just feel it. That I'm not gonna. I can feel whether or not I'm gonna stay in one place for a long time or if I'm not. We got this house. When I walked in here, I could feel that I was gonna be here for a good minute. But when I walked into that school, I was like, I will not be here that long. Like, I don't know what it was. I was just like, I don't need to make friends. I don't need to get involved in nothing, right? Because I'm not going to be here for that long. I already know. When school began, they announced all of the different clubs in the school and everything that you can join. And so I decided to join what's called FBLA, and it's Future Business Leaders of America, okay? It was basically just business and marketing strategies, like the basics, and it was, an after-school club, and you would meet other like-minded students that had an interest in business as their future career. That's what was happening when I first got to that school. So, I got enrolled, everything, whatever, I'm a junior, and I also joined FBLA. Every year of high school, I had Spanish. I had Spanish class. I always felt like Spanish class was just so much fun, so anytime I picked an elective, best believe it was Spanish. School was not big enough to accommodate all of the students attending, so they also had the trailer classrooms out in the back of the school, right? So like some of your electives would be out there because they just didn't have enough building space. So my Spanish class was out in a trailer classroom, right? This Spanish class was no different. It was a lot of fun and I made a lot of friends. Now among those friends, I met this guy and his name was Andrew, and I ain't even gonna change his name because I'm still mad at him. I met this guy Andrew, and Andrew, you guys, was so shy. Like he was like this, how do I describe him? Like he was taller than me, but he was like really thin, and like he was really quiet, and he had like a baby face, and he was just like, if I could describe him in one word, it would just be quiet. Like he's just quiet. Like you hardly ever heard this boy speak. But when he did, he just had like this very soft thing about him, like this very delicate thing about it. Like I don't know how to explain it without sounding weird, like I'm calling a boy delicate, but he was just very calming kind of. Like he like, you know, had this very like calm, like laid back, very chill, very, very quiet personality. The way that our class was set up, now that I think about it, is really kind of weird. You have like a group of 3 rows on the left and then a group of 3 rows on the right, and like we're facing each other. So like you're looking at like 3 other rows of kids, like the whole class, right? So we all got to know each other really well. We used to like make faces at each other, and our teacher would walk down the middle aisle and that's where she would teach. Because of that, you know, you end up getting to know people that sit on the other side of the room because you're like literally facing each other. And he was literally directly in front of me, like across the room. And there was probably a good maybe 10 feet like away from each other. I would like catch him looking at me. And then when I would look at him, he'd like smile, and he just seemed so sweet and like had this baby face or whatever. So immediately my 16-year-old ass was like, yes, that is about to be my man. So I didn't know exactly how my loud ass was gonna get the quiet boy, but I sure as hell was gonna try. We start like flirting back and forth in class, and then slowly but surely he starts talking to me, and it's crazy. My friends in class, they were like, oh my god, like this is the most we've ever heard Andrew talk. And I was like, yeah, you know, he's just like talking to me or whatever. So not only did I know Andrew from my Spanish class, Andrew was also a part of my club. He was in FBLA as well. So I got to see him during the day, and I also got to hang out with him after school because we were in the same club. So things kind of took off pretty fast, and I ended up being like his girlfriend within like, you know, the next week or 2 or something like that. I already know the dealio. When I had a boyfriend at school, it was like legitimately a like school boyfriend. I never saw them outside of school. Like they couldn't come to my house. I had Ariel's funky ass there. And also, you know, I couldn't go to the movies or anything like that with them over the weekend. So because he was so chill and laid back, this entire situation worked for him. And he was like, you know what, that's fine. Like, you know, I don't really like going a whole lot of places. Like I just kind of like chilling. When I told him that my mom was really strict, he didn't really mind that much. He was like, that's fine. You know, I get to see you during school, and I get to see you after school or whatever, right? Everything seemed to be working out perfectly. And it's when things like that happen, when it happens perfectly, that I just stop and I'm like, I can smell the bullshit coming. And it's a coming. So I got this relationship, right? And I'm with Andrew's cute self. And like, you know, he's all quiet. I'm the loud one. We're just a perfect match. When Andrew and I got together, I gave him my number. And I saved him in my phone as Andrew. And here's the thing, okay? I didn't just make this decision because I wanted to die. I made this decision because my mom had this thing, and what she loved to say is, if I'm paying for it, I can look through it, it's mine. I don't care, you know, if you live in here, I don't care if it's yours. If I'm paying for that, that is my property. Don't get it twisted. If you want your own things, go to work and you go get it, right? This was at the same time that I was working at that kid's place, you know, where the sex freezer story came from. Okay, I was still working there. So I was making my own money. And because I was making my own money, I was paying for my own phone bill. So like in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna be scared anymore. I like got like real buff and tough, and I was like, you know what? I'm paying for this shit. This is mine. Mom said if I want to do whatever I want to do, then I need to pay for it, and I'm paying for it, right? Andrew and I would text, and we wouldn't text like all the time, but we would text, you know, a decent amount, you know, every day, and check on each other and say, hey, what's up? We would text during the weekend or whatever, but it was never like excessive, because my mom by that time had stopped going through my phone, but I didn't want to give her a reason to go through my phone, okay? All of a sudden during the school year, you start seeing posters pop up and all kinds of shit saying that homecoming is coming around. I had never been to homecoming before. I was like either moving or I didn't want to go. I sure as hell didn't want to go to the homecoming at my shitty school. So like I sat that one out. So at this point I had never been to homecoming before, and I started seeing like posters everywhere. It looked like homecoming had just thrown up all over my school. Obviously all the girls were talking about homecoming, who they wanted to go with, when they were going shopping, all of that, right? So I had made, I want to say like 2 friends. Like I didn't really have a whole lot of friends at this particular school. I'm gonna be honest, I was a loner most of the time. So I had like legit 2 friends, and I knew that I wanted to go with Andrew. So obviously I'm too scared to come out and just say it and tell my mom that I want to go with this boy, right? So my friends and I start plotting a plan about how we're gonna tell all of our parents. Myself and the 2 of them both came from pretty strict households, okay? So we all came up with a plan that we were going to say that we were all going to homecoming together. Classic, you know, it's just us girls routine, and we came up with our plan and whose house we were going to get ready at and all that other shit, right? Meanwhile, I start making my own plans with Andrew. He brought it up after school one day and asked if I'd like to go to homecoming with him, and I was like, oh my god, you know, like losing my mind, like yes, I would love to go to homecoming with you. And so I started getting all excited. Andrew and I got into the habit of texting, and we would like text pretty much every day. And as homecoming was coming up, he was texting me even more to like figure out what colors we wanted to wear and like when I was gonna go shopping and have I gotten my dress. Remember, it was a school night, and myself, Ariel, my mom, and my stepdad, we had all gone out to dinner. On the way to the restaurant, I was texting Andrew, right? Out of nowhere, you guys, I just remember being in the car and looking at my phone, and I'm like, you know, I'm texting Andrew and I'm going back and forth. He just seemed overly concerned about homecoming all of a sudden. So I was like texting him back and I'm answering his questions, and I was like, yeah, you know, I haven't picked out my dress yet, and like he was like responding all weird, and he was like, yeah, you know, he was like, you're gonna look sexy in anything, and you know, definitely take a picture when you find it, and I can't wait to see your body in that dress. Why are you hitting on me so hard? It was not in his nature to do that. It was just not his personality that I knew of, okay? We have dinner, and at the dinner table, my mom was very adamant that nobody bring out their cell phones during dinner. Like that was like her biggest pet peeve. Don't do it. She felt like that was so rude. Dinner time was family time, right? In the middle, like heated, you know, moment with my mans, and he's calling me sexy and all this other shit, I gotta put away my phone and eat my food. And so of course, all I'm thinking about is what the hell is going on? Like I just felt embarrassed, I felt giddy, I felt nervous. But more than anything, I just felt really confused. Like, I don't know how to deal with this. The whole dinner, I'm just like thinking about that. My mom's like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. And like, I could not be having like a moment without my mom noticing, okay? Like my mom was right here. So the minute that we leave the restaurant, I hop in the back seat, I pull out my phone, and I just can't wait to see what Andrew has texted me. And like, oh my God, I hope I'm not coming off as a nerd kind of shit, right? It was an unopened message from Andrew. My mom turned around. She was driving, and like I was behind my stepdad, and she like turned around. She hadn't even started the car yet, and she just whoop, snatched my phone. She was like, what do we have here? And I was like, I started planning my funeral in my head. I was about to die because like not only, you know, y'all, like it was like in the middle of like this crazy conversation, and like I've never had this happen, and like why right now? My mom is a G, okay, and she will make you so nervous. And she sat there and she goes, before I open this, you gonna tell me what I'm gonna see? And I was like, I don't know. Who's Andrew? I started stuttering or whatever, and I'm like, you know, he's just a kid that's in my class, and he's in my club too. And you know, I start trying to like talk circles and like distract her so she doesn't look at the message. I just want you to calm down because I want you to look at the message. I don't know what's in it, right? Sitting there, and she has my phone, but she's like looking at me, and you guys, like I just feel like I can't breathe because my mom's about to see something, and I don't know what it is. Like I don't know. Okay. She looked back at my phone. She's like, well, let's see what you and the kid from Spanish class have been talking about. She goes to open that text message, you guys. The next words out of my mama's mouth was not words. I could just see hands flying at me, and she was like trying to like get at me from the front seat. And remember, the car stopped, okay? So we're calling the police. She's like, you know, going at me. She's like, what is this? What the hell is this shit right here? What the fuck? And like she starts losing her mind, right? Like, I don't even know what's going on because I didn't read the message. Like I legit didn't even get a chance to read the message, but I knew that it had to be something so bad. So my stepdad starts like grabbing my mom and he's like, no, don't. No, what is going on? What happened? Like, what did you see? Because like she didn't say nothing. She just read it and just lost her shit. So we're all confused. Ariel pushes herself up against the window like, I ain't about to get hit. And so like, you know, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what, mom? Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't look at the message. I don't know what's going on. This is where I get my attitude from, is my mother. Because she for real sat there, she goes, like cleared her throat like I'm about to read exactly what the fuck is going on this phone. From Andrew to Nikki. I can't wait to see you in your homecoming dress. I hope you don't wear panties. Remember, you guys, like looking over and Ariel was like, ah, bitch, like she was like, oh, bitch, you got caught. And I was like, I didn't get caught. Like, I don't know what's happening. Y'all, I got so red in the face and I was like, start mumbling and fumbling and like stuttering. And I was like, Mom, look at all the other text messages. Like, just read through them. You got to read the whole conversation because I was not saying stuff like that. Like, I was just thanking him for complimenting me. You know, he called me sexy, but like, it wasn't anything other than that. Finally, she calms down. And when my mom gets calm and she gets quiet, I would much rather my mom be losing her shit and yelling than for her to get quiet. When she gets quiet, that means that her wheels in her brain are spinning and she is about to rock your world, okay? Flip it upside down, throw it away, crumple it up. Your world will never be the same. And I just see her look back down at that text message. She just stares at it. It's like she's decoding it. Like there's something else between the lines. And I just see her click on his name and put the phone to her ear. Something weird was happening to me in that very moment. Just like physically, I felt like I needed to shit myself. I felt like I needed to throw up all over myself. I felt like I was about to have a heart attack. And I also felt like I was dead all at the same time. I immediately start going into prayer mode again. And I was like, Lord, please don't let this boy answer the phone. Because we never talked. We never talked on the phone. I never called him. So for me to be calling him, it must be a little weird. I'm trying to have like telepathic abilities and talk to him miles and miles away and be like, do not answer the phone. He answers the phone. Hey, is this Andrew? Oh, okay, great. Hi, Andrew. Hi, yes. I'm Nikki's mom. Do you know that my daughter is not supposed to be dating? Did you know that? Oh, you did know that. Oh, okay, okay. So y'all both disrespecting me now. Okay, okay. Yeah, no, of course. Well, since y'all want to be talking about no having panties on and stuff like that, you want to come get your girlfriend? You can come pick her up. Yeah, because she no longer lives with me. Because you see, I don't put up with this shit in my house, okay? You can come let her live with you. Since you talking to her like you a grown man. You know what? Tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and pass the phone over to your mother, and I will talk to her and see if she can take my now homeless daughter in. Don't try to hang up either, because I will find out where you live and I will come to the school and it'll be a bigger issue. Hand the phone to your mother, okay? Okay, great. Y'all, when I tell you, I don't know why I'm covering this. When I tell you that this is exactly how the damn conversation went, it was so traumatizing. I remembers, okay? I remembers everything about this conversation, and this is exactly how it went. Hi, good evening, Miss So-and-so. Hi, hello, yes, hi. My daughter goes to your son's school, and apparently they're dating. I don't know how. I don't allow my daughter to date, but apparently they're dating, and your son has asked that my daughter not wear panties for homecoming. Yes. Yes, I know. I was completely shocked as well. But see, the issue here is that I'm tired of having the same conversation with my daughter. So I was asking your son if he can come pick her up because, you know, they're speaking as though they're adults. So I'm assuming that your son has the ability to take care of my daughter since he's asking her not to wear panties. Oh, you didn't even know that he had a girlfriend. Oh, crazy. Excuse me, how long have y'all been together? How long have y'all been together? Little less than 2 months. I would very much appreciate it if you spoke with your son and told him to not talk to my daughter anymore. I don't want them talking. I don't want them socializing. I don't want them hanging out. I do not put up with this in my home. Thank you very much. You have yourself a fantastic evening. Yes, of course. Fantastic. I will see you at the next parent-teacher conference. Okay, great. Have a great night. Okay, bye-bye. My mom did not only talk to my boyfriend, but she talked to his mother and spilled all the tea about the panties, about how long we've been together, about like everything, about how I'm not allowed to date, about how I'm not going to homecoming. I wanted to just completely melt into the seat and just disappear. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to exist. I didn't want to be anymore because I was so embarrassed. Like, so embarrassed. Y'all, Ariel was sitting in the back seat like, you guys, she had never even seen this happen. She was like, what the hell? Like, I know mom did not just get up on that phone. And she was like, oh my God. She was like looking at me like, I would like to move now. I would like to move. Can we move? Can we start packing? Are we packing yet? Can we leave? I need to leave. And I need to like move like to another country. Okay? Because there ain't no way I'm going to be able to live this down. Fast forward the next day. Okay? This didn't even happen over the weekend. So like a few days could pass. No, it happened during the week. So next day, I have to go to school. And I have to face Andrew and like just breathe through it. And I take my sweet time getting to class. And I just don't want to go. I don't even want to go. And I'm like one of the last kids in class and I walk in and I just like straight up, I just like look at the floor. I don't look at nobody else. And I take my seat and I just sit there. I can't. Like, I'm ashamed. Like, I don't know. And I don't even know why I felt ashamed, to be honest, because I didn't do shit wrong, okay? I wasn't over there, like, talking all nasty, but, like, I was ashamed that my mom was crazy, all right? Out of nowhere, there's a knock on the door. And my Spanish teacher goes to the door, gets a slip from this person. And she stands in front of the class and she said, today is club photo day. You are asked to meet the photographers outside of the auditorium. Right now, it should only take about 10-15 minutes. You guys will get a club photo and then come back to class. So the following people can go ahead and excuse themselves and head over to the auditorium for their photos. Andrew and Nikki. I felt so like just overwhelming embarrassment, and I was like, I could not get my emotions under control. So I didn't say nothing, he didn't say nothing, right? We make it all the way to the auditorium in complete silence. And we're all standing outside of the auditorium. He goes one way, I go another. I have like another little, you know, acquaintance. She ain't even a friend, but I'm going to talk to her because I need somebody to like distract me from this entire situation. And we legit stand on opposite ends of the group photo. And they have us sign off that we were a part of the picture. And then we got to head back to class. But we got to head back to class together. Again, we start walking, complete silence. Out of nowhere, Andrew stops, and it's like before we're about to leave the main building, he's like about to open the door to go outside. And he stops, and he put his hand on the door, and he just stopped and looked at me. And I was like, here we go. Here it is. Go ahead. Let me have it. I know. I'm a nerd. My mom's crazy. Like, just bring it on, man. And he was like, so, last night. And I was like, yeah, last night. I was like, look, so, you know, he says that and I immediately just start going in apologetic mode. And I was like, look, I am so sorry. I was like, I told you that my mom was crazy. It was just bad timing. I was like, she usually never looks at my phone. Like, I start rambling and he was like, my mom talked to me last night about, you know, what was found, what I had texted you. Like, he couldn't even like look at me and I was like, oh my God, like about my panties. Like, yeah. She asked that I apologize to you because it wasn't like appropriate for me to say that to you, so I'm sorry. And it was at this moment that I was like, hold up, like I really want to know where that shit came from though. I want to know where in the world that came from. He was like, I don't know, I was just trying to have fun. He was like, you know, I was just, you know, trying to take our relationship to, you know, the next level. And I was like, and I made this real clear to you, homie. There is no existence of another level with me, okay? It is the top level, it is the first level, and there ain't nothing past it because you got my mom there blocking your ass from getting to the next level. So I tell you that I cannot have a boyfriend, that's what that means, okay? There is no other levels, so don't even try other levels. I was like, please tell me that you're still able to go to homecoming. He was like, oh yeah, you know, my mom wasn't that bad. I like got really jealous and I was like, hold the fuck up. Like, you're the one who started all this and the reason for all of this mess, and you still get to go to homecoming while my ass is grounded and I can't go because of you. So he tells me he gets to go to homecoming, and then he was like, well, he was like, you know, I don't want to get you in trouble, and you know, I don't want to be in trouble with your mom. He was like, so I just and I was like, oh, this boy's trying to break up with me. This should be fun. You know, it's nothing against you, and you know, I would still, you know, love to be friends, and you know, I still like have feelings for you, but I just, you know, I don't want to upset your mom, and I don't want to get you in trouble, and so like I just feel like, you know, it would be best if, you know, we weren't together anymore. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was like, I completely 100% agree. I was like, because now my mom knows that you exist, so you are completely on her radar. And it would be very much so the best thing for us to not be together. So this was fun. Like, don't know what else to say. By the time we got back to class, we were done. Like, by the time we got back to our seats, we were no longer boyfriend and girlfriend, and it ended like right there, then and there. Like, that is how much my mom can scare boys away. She was very, very good at that, okay? Just real quick, sorry if you see any changes in frame and in lighting. I just got Julian, so it's a little later right now. Okay, back to the story. The next day, after Andrew and I had our very cordial breakup, I was like trying to, you know, salvage my social life and put the pieces back together. It was after school and I had gone to my locker. I was meeting up with a friend who rode my bus, and I was taking stuff out of my locker, and there was this girl who had a locker right across the hall from me, and the halls like really were not that big, so like she was like right there, right? So I saw her real quick, and I remember like looking at her and being like, oh, that's what's her name. And then I went back, you know, to taking stuff out of my locker and talking to my friend. Well, you know that feeling in your spirit whenever your ex is like walking around the hallways? I don't know why, but you will always notice. It doesn't matter how many people are in the hallway, you will notice the minute that he walks in. So that's exactly what happened. I was like standing there and like looking at my locker, and I just knew that he was coming down the hallway. I see this boy beeline it straight to the girl that has a locker across the hall from mine, and she's the one that's in my FBLA club. I know. No, there's no way. There's no way, because it was just yesterday that like we called it quits. It was just yesterday, okay? So this can't be happening. Walks over to her locker and proceeds to put his little skinny arms around her waist. And they were together. They were together, you guys. Like, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And I was like, while we were talking, oh, I see you. I see you. I obviously found out that they had been talking for a while, and shortly thereafter I got to move schools, and from there I went to my final and favorite high school. That time that I moved, I was actually very, very happy about it. Is that why he's choking? Because you're over there looking at him through the window?
No.
Yes?
I just walked by.
Come get him. I have to do my outro and he's not being quiet. And yeah, so that is my story about the cringiest, most embarrassing homecoming story and moment of my entire life. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it a little bit entertaining because, you know, for me it was very traumatic. Thank you guys so much for joining me for story time today. If you did enjoy the story, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of every new video that I put up on my channel. You definitely don't want to miss it. Don't forget we have another story time this Friday and it's going to be one of y'all's favorites. It will be a get ready with me, so it will be a little bit different. Don't say I didn't warn you. I just want to try something new. So I hope you guys enjoy it and come back to join me. But thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. And I will see you guys in my next video in about 2 days. Peace out. He just stares. Every time I work, he just stares. He hasn't been here in a while I'm filming. You remember doing this?
Not really.
You want to come say hi?
Hi.
You might want to come a little lower. This is my big boy right here. He's getting so big, huh? And Nico, didn't nobody call you over here? Are you excited about having your little brother?
Yes.
Yes? They just found out recently. Would you like to say a few words?
I've always wanted a baby brother. Yeah.
He's all red from playing basketball. Alright, say bye.
Bye. Peace out.
Peace out.